Well, greetings, here we are on the busy dual carriageway, and straight across from us is the entrance to the farm, the Cane Hill Countryside Centre. But I'm walking along here, which is Marsh Lane. Now, this Marsh Lane goes towards the canal and to Roud. And yeah, it's 40. It's not my age, I'm a little bit older than that. Very nice of you to put the 40 sign up. But this road takes us towards the canal into Roud. And they got a pub there called the Cross Keys. Now, it gets all very confusing, shall we say. We are at Marsh Farm Cottage, and this is Marsh Cottage. Our neighbours just across the road. And this is where Duran flies to sometimes, when Duran used to get out. So we're walking along here. Now I remember as a child, we used to have to walk along here. There was no pavement, so we had to walk along the side of the road. They have a pavement now, which is obviously getting a bit overgrown, but it's still a lot safer than it was. Now we're going to go past a lovely place, a lovely farm, and this is Upper Hangers Farm. And this is, they've got accommodation there. They got some little lets, some little, I suppose, I'm not sure what they are really. I've been there, but yeah, they got a nice little lets there. So if you're staying close to the farm, Upper Hangers Farm, they do accommodation there. I'm not sure how much they charge. Patrick and Louise, I suppose we should have a chat with them and see if they do a special deal, because it's just across the road. So we're moving along to Marsh, long Marsh Lane, past this house here. Now this house here was an old laundry. Oh, it's a bit overgrown here. I'm going to have to step on the road, so I'm just going to check behind me. No cars coming. And these double yellow lines mean no parking. So I'm not going to stop. Yeah, this was a laundry many years ago, backing onto the canal. Beautiful there. Mrs. Jones lives there now. So I'm going to walk away down into the canal. Off the bridge, I can hear a car behind me, so I'll just step in. And look, we have our entrance to the canal. We've got a lovely view of the bridge. Oh, Mr. Waite's going by. Here, I'll tell you a story. Remember this spot? Just here. I'll tell you a story about 25 years ago, what I found here. So we're going to go underneath the bridge this way over down to Fox Hangers, where you get the narrow boats. Look at that, beautiful view. So we're there on the canal. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a beautiful evening. We're going to go underneath this tunnel. Hello, echo, 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 echo. Me and Caroline quite often come along here. But we had to stop underneath the tunnel. But we're working our way up to the Cane Hill locks, wonderful flight of locks. We're going to make our way up there. And of course, this time of the year, there's a lot of visitors on narrow boats. And of course, the narrow boats are narrow. The barges are a lot wider. The barges were used here for taking up goods. Now before, I guess before trains really. It did all become derelict for many years. When I was a child, I used to come up with my friend Rich Oakman, and we used to play in this canal. There was no water as such. There was a little hut over there, but it's a beautiful view. And a little bench here, which I sit quite often in the morning, and I used to do all my sunrises and wait here for the sun to come up. And the best time is April and in September. What a lovely view. So thank you for sharing your time with me. Now, I'll go back to a little memory. I used to work at police headquarters, and this path here, the tow path, goes all the way up to London Road. About 3.5, maybe 4 miles to police headquarters. So I used to cycle up there every day. It was quite difficult at first, but in time I got used to just cycling up there, all these locks. And I named every lock after a person. So we'll go past a Caroline or a Susan or a Linda, and I'll get my way to the top. Because when I come home, it'd be brilliant. You whiz down here, it's amazing. Brilliant for cycling. You have to be a bit careful because obviously you don't want the pedestrians to be caught into it in the way. You don't want to scare them. So a nice bell, ding ding. But back to where I just said about underneath that little bridge where I sort of showed you that little place many years ago, 20 odd years, if not more now. Probably, it's going to be about 23, 24 years. I came down, and as I came down underneath the tunnel, there was a fisherman who had passed away. He'd dropped dead. He was dead on the floor, and people were just walking past him. I think they assumed that he was just drunk or something. You know, he fell down, not the best of positions. Anyway, I quickly sort of checked to make sure, you know, if there was any signs of life, but you know, he was sadly passed away. And I went into the local, into that White House there, and I called the police, my friends, and the ambulance. They came down quite quick. But I said there was no hurry, sadly, that I think we could do. So I stayed with this gentleman. I made sure people did not disrespect him. I kept them away. In those days there was no mobile phones, so there wasn't people taking pictures, but people were being nosy, and I thought it was very disrespectful. So I said, "Nobody, is she here?" And I worked for the police, so you know, I knew what to say, what to do. Poor gentleman there was there, a very sad sight. It was quite late. I think it must have been September, October time. I know that the light was going quite fast. Anyway, the police turned up and we had questions, and obviously I had to put a statement in, and they took the body away, and I could then go back into back to the farm. And as I was driving, cycling away, it's got a bit dark and I didn't have any lights. And the policeman said to me, "Chris, you can't cycle. You got no lights." We had lights from the road, from the dual carriageway, so it wasn't bad. And I said, "Well, you're going to have to arrest me then, because I've been here for a long time. Just want to get home." Slightly saddened by my experience. Time went by, and yeah, I'd often sort of thought about this poor gentleman there and his family. And one day we had a letter at police headquarters addressed to me, and it was from his widow, who said, "Thank you so much, thank you for being there for my husband in his last moments, and you know, making sure everything was good." And I thought it was very nice for her to say that. Anybody else, of course we would do that to anybody to help them. So there we have it, one little story. But this little this pound here at the bottom of Caen Hills is often known as Soapy, because across there, like I said, we have the old laundrette, and the laundrette was very much pumping sometimes soapy water into this lock, and it was called Soapy. But now you know why. It was soapy. So I hope you enjoyed some of my stories. We're going to bring you some more as in time, and Caroline will be with me on some of these stories. But a beautiful view. There is often camping there, and the field next door, but yeah, it's a beautiful view, and you can go up to the top. There's a cafe at the top, and you can walk down to Fox Hangers, and you can work your way down to a pub called the Barge Inn in the Scene. So for me and my stories in the Caen Hill Locks, which has been so much part of my life, I hope you enjoyed, and I will no doubt be telling more stories about my time here. From Mr. Blue Sky and Caroline in my shadow, hello! Missing you already. Oh, Chris! Oh, I didn't say, early in the mornings, if you're lucky, you quite often get a kingfisher sat up there. Beautiful bird. And there's lots of wildlife here, so if you're a photographer, I know some of you are, there's always something to take pictures of. The herons, the kingfishers, there's the ducks, even though there's none tonight. And of course you've got the narrowboats there. Everybody there moored up for the night, ready to go into devices. It takes a long time going through all this, you can imagine. Wow. Well, I'm only just padding this out so it stops at 10:10. Quish. You're rubbish, you are. So for me, the canal, Caroline and Mr. Blue Sky, lots of love. One day we will come and see me here.